Hey there, Ninja. I'm Stephanie Stiavetti from Fearless Fresh, and I'm here to show you one of my favorite recipes of all time. It's baked mac and cheese in a pumpkin, and this dish is a showstopper. Like, it has never failed that I bring this to dinner and I put it on the table, and everybody at the table just like falls silent. And everybody's like, what is this? It's amazing because the presentation is so dramatic and so beautiful and so impressive. People are going to think that you like snuck off to culinary school last week when they weren't looking. So this recipe comes from my book, Melt the Art of Macaroni and Cheese. So if you're really a mac and cheese fan, you should really check out that book. It's all about cheese and pasta and all the beautiful things you can do when you mix them together. But this particular recipe is super easy to make, and it doesn't require any like typical mac and cheese tricks like a roux. It's actually super simple. So basically what you do is you take your pumpkin and you cut a hole in the top like you were going to carve it for Halloween, and you scrape all the seeds out, and then you put it in the oven and you roast it for a little while. It makes the pumpkin nice and soft. And while it's roasting, what you do is you brown some sausage, and if you're vegetarian, you can totally leave the sausage out. You cook some pasta. You can also use gluten-free pasta, which makes it super versatile. And then when the pumpkin's done roasting, you throw everything in the pumpkin. You throw in the pasta, you throw in the sausage if you're using it, you throw in big handfuls of cheese, so it's one of those beautiful cheesy, stringy like presentations when people take a bite out of it. It's really incredible. And then you throw the pumpkin back in the oven, and that's really it. You throw a little bit of cream in there to give it some moisture, and that's it. Like, it's actually an incredibly simple recipe. And for the just drama of the beauty of this presentation, like when you bring a whole roasted pumpkin to the table and you put it down, everybody's just like, what is happening? And then you take the lid off and all the beautiful mac and cheese is inside, and the smell fills the room, and people just go bonkers. They lose their minds because it's such an amazing dish, and it's delicious. Like, honestly, this is one of my favorite mac and cheese recipes. And if you don't want to use the pumpkin, you can actually make the same recipe just in a pot. You just mix pasta and sausage and cheese, and you give it a stir, and bam, you have like pretty much instant mac and cheese. So somewhere on this page, you will find a recipe for this dish or a link to the recipe for this dish. And that recipe is located on fearlessfresh.com. It is the place to go if you want to become a faster, more effective, more creative home cook. And again, this recipe also appears in my book, Melt the Art of Macaroni and Cheese. You can find it on Amazon. You can find it at Barnes & Noble. You can find it anywhere books are sold. It's a really incredible book if you love mac and cheese, or if you love cheese in general, because I go in there pretty in depth about cheese and how it works and how to cook with it, because cheese can be a little volatile when you cook with it, when you get into some like more interesting recipes. So this book will tell you everything you ever wanted to know about cheese and everything you ever wanted to know about mac and cheese. So go ahead, find the recipe, make this dish, and then go buy the book, because I think you'll really like it. Anyways, hope you're having a good one. Bye-bye.